These are the best and brightest animals. Number 6. Chimpanzee. The first one on the list is actually the closest living relative of the modern human. That makes sense, right? It is the chimpanzee. First of all, let's be clear, almost all animals have what we know as intelligence. Intelligence, put simply, is an array of abilities that include reasoning, self-consciousness, planning and future-mindedness, effective communication, and collaboration, along with teamwork. That being said, let me tell you how close we are to our beloved cousins. Humans share 99% of our DNA with chimps, so it is reasonable to think, and it has been proven scientifically, that they share some brain power of their cousins, Homo sapiens. Here is a list of a few inspiring facts about chimps you will never believe. Chimps have an amazing memory. They can learn languages. They've even starred in Hollywood movies. Some of these monkeys have even been to outer space. Or more specifically, apart from humans, chimpanzees are the only species that have orbited around the Earth successfully. As for scientific research results, there are plenty. First, some research was done using chimps and college students. What these students and chimps had to do was to look at some numbers on a sheet and then identify if the same numbers were there in different sheets of paper. Researchers had their jaws hanging when the results showed that the chimps and humans almost performed exactly the same. And it proved that chimps have an incredible photographic memory. A chimp named Washoe mastered over 800 signs of American Sign Language. Reportedly, she even taught what she learned to other chimps. And do you know that chimps are the only non-humans to use simple tools effectively? And lastly, though cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin was the first person to travel into Earth orbit, Enos the astrochimp is the first and only chimpanzee to orbit the Earth. Number 5. Dolphins. Next on the list is another intelligent animal that went on to star in a Hollywood movie of its own. They are dolphins. If you've ever watched the Free Willy movie series, or countless other cartoons and animated series that star dolphins, you're probably in love with these creatures. Dolphins are known to be highly intelligent, and they are known to have behavioral thinking patterns that can only be seen in intelligent species, such as learning, cooperating, grieving, teaching, and planning. It is well observed that when they are under threat from predators such as large sharks, the dolphins flock together and carry out sophisticated and well-planned swimming patterns to avoid the predator or even repel them sometimes. Another aspect of dolphins' intelligence is their self-awareness. They are among the few species that have passed the mirror test. This is how it works. You take an animal, stick a red-colored sticky paper on it. If the animal behaves aggressively in front of a mirror or flees away, that means it has not identified that it's the same animal on the mirror and has possibly thought that the animal in the mirror is a different animal. If the animal sees the red paper and tries to remove it from its own body, that means the animal knows it is looking at its own reflection, and therefore we can conclude that the animal is self-aware. Also, dolphins have what is known as empathy, to a certain degree, another sign of intelligence. This is when a creature cares and feels for another being. There are many accounts of dolphins rescuing drowning humans, and such claims have been recorded even in ancient Greece and Rome. Did you know that in Greek mythology, Poseidon, the god of the ocean, had dolphins who sometimes delivered his messages and worked as errand boys for the god? Greeks saw dolphins as a good omen and a sign of fortune during sea traveling. Number 4. Elephants. Behold the largest land animal on planet Earth, the elephant. Now, elephants are among the creatures that was first domesticated by humans. They have been co-residing with people and have even contributed to shape the history of mankind. Did you know that Hannibal Barca, the legendary Carthaginian general who defeated the Roman army in battle after battle, used elephants in his army and tactics? Also, in Asia, elephants have been involved in religious rituals and cultural ceremonies for almost 3,000 years. Now, just because this video is about the most intelligent animals on the planet, apart from humans, it doesn't mean that any of these animals can write up an essay or solve some tough math problem. But it turns out that elephants are among the most intelligent animals in the world, and that is one of the main reasons that elephants have been able to work with humans throughout history. Elephants have an amazingly accurate long-term memory, and they've been known to remember pathways that span hundreds of miles to water sources. Also, animal behavioral scientists have identified that elephants have the ability to reason. They also have self-awareness and even show complex behavioral patterns such as grieving for the loss of loved ones and immense love for their babies. Number 3. Ants. Size doesn't really matter in deciding how smart you are, right? Well, the next animal on the list proves it. Ants. Ants are among the very few species on the planet where interactive learning is observed. Interactive learning, in simple terms, is the process where one individual learns a new skill from another, either through direct contact or through indirect activities and observations. Moreover, ants are known to be able to identify their personal strengths and weaknesses from past experiences. That is how they assign themselves to different groups that do various tasks in an ant colony. Sort of like humans in our own societies, aren't they? Number 2. Crows. Now, you should be familiar with this one. It's a classic. Ever heard that tale about a smart crow who drank the water from a pot by putting stones into it to raise up the level of the water? Well, it's the truth. Scientists have assessed the level of intelligence in these birds, and their verdict? Crows are the most intelligent birds on the planet. And no, it's not the owls if you thought so. They just look smart with their professorial, grumpy face. Crows are extremely good at solving complex puzzles from everyday situations to special scenarios. Scientists put a crow into the test, exactly like the classic story. And you know what? The result was exactly the same as the story. The crow did reach the water at the end of the pot by putting stones into the pot and taking the water level higher and higher. That is why they have been so successful at surviving even in urban areas. Apart from that, crows show intelligence aspects, such as teamwork, problem-solving, self-awareness, and using complex tactics to evade predators. And now, for the number 1 surprisingly smart animal in the whole animal kingdom. But first, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe. And be sure to turn on notifications for more awesome content. But before you go, let us know something in the comments section. If you could be any animal in the entire world, which one would you choose? Number 1. Octopus. We found another brainiac from quite an unusual place, and indeed from a very unusual species, octopuses. Invertebrates, the group which octopus belongs to, are not known for being smart, and are famed mainly for their instincts and unique adaptations. However, the octopus is an exception. Apart from self-awareness, octopi also have a thorough understanding of emotional concepts such as hostility and amicability, or friendliness. In one study, scientists had 2 people interact with an octopus in captivity. One was very friendly, and the other one was super rude and cold towards the octopus. After some time, when the 2 people came to see the octopus again, the octopus was behaving in a clearly distinct way. He was more welcoming and opened up to the friendly one and ignored the rude person. Crazy, isn't it? The animal kingdom really is amazing.